Okay, we are back with another video today. I want to get into quickly what I think is going to be the next trade here, what has happened historically, and why I've got such confidence in this trade that's going to happen absolutely again, and what's going to be the next altcoin that's going to run here. So the big news today, the big news of the last couple of days, Roaring Kitty is back on Twitter, and with that we have seen GME absolutely rocket again. So he's back from 3 years not on Twitter, and GME is pumped up 500%. Now, if we look at what happened historically here, we can try to predict the future. So obviously what's happened in the past doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen again in the future, but we can, from the past, we can derive these clues and look at what happened in the past, what was the leading indicator here for the next altcoin to run, and what happened prior when GME ran and just had this huge short squeeze in the past. So I'm going to get into that today and let you guys know what altcoin I'm looking at. It is Doge. So Doge, just looking at the chart right now, you know, we have been pegged under this value area high. We keep hitting this level. Pin rejected, pin rejected, pin rejected. Now we're just breaking out of this downtrend. However, the downtrend is not as important as this value area high level. It's really suppressed us here. However, the more we hit against the level, the weaker it gets. And we're accumulating on this level, not having these huge sell-offs anymore. The reactions from this level are getting smaller and smaller. And you have to think of this as like a door. We don't have the keys to the door. We're just banging into it, trying to get inside. And the more we hit into this level, the weaker it gets. Eventually, we're going to break through. And I think that's what's going to happen here. As soon as we break through this level, Doge is going to absolutely tear. When we look at this, the RSI on the 12-hour, actually, if I can do here, I can look at RSIs on multi-time frames. This is the 4-hour, 12-hour, daily, 3-day, and weekly. So the weekly is just resetting nicely on the 50, 3-day on the 50, the one daily on the 50, the 12-hour on the 50, and the 4-hour on the 50. So this is what we're RSI domino we've set up here. If the 4-hour can come over extended here and push off here, if we can break above, that's going to lead to the 12-hour pushing up, the daily pushing up, the 3-day pushing up, and the weekly pushing up. And these have a lot of rooms to the upside, so they get overextended for momentum. A lot of room for potential growth here. Now, extremely bullish. And when we look at what happened historically in the past with GME in Dogecoin, if we look at, let's see, the GME chart is in blue. So let's look at Dogecoin. If we take this back to 2021, we had this huge rally, 2020, 2021, and we overlay GME, we can look at what happened here. Well, you can see initially Dogecoin had this pump consolidation. If we look here, we've had this pump consolidation, the same thing here. And what happened in the past was, this is the weekly chart. So this was like 10 candles sideways. People got bored of Doge after this initial pump, even though this initial pump was 800%. And from here, we get 150%. People are getting bored of Doge. No one's talking about Doge. But this next candle here ran up 500%. And the people that were bored at the position, they didn't get a chance to buy back in. That's how just punishing Doge is. If you're sleeping on it, honestly, not financial advice, I'd start adding in here, start scaling in here, because the risk versus reward here is ginormous. Now, when we compare this to GME in blue, you can see GME had this huge pump, Doge was consolidating, and then what happened in Doge afterwards, it caught up, it was the catch-up trade, and it ran 8,000% here from the lows. So yeah, ginormous trade. Now, is that going to happen in the future? We don't know, but I predict, yeah. GME is the people's stock, really like sticking it to the hedge fund traders. What is the people's crypto? Well, I think it's Doge. All it takes is Elon Musk tweeting about this, Roaring Kitty tweeting about this, retweeting the people's altcoin Doge. I think this is going to absolutely rocket. I think Doge to $1 is no longer a meme here. I have price targets even higher than $1 here. Obviously, 420 is a target, but I think $1 first stop for Doge. Now, obviously, you want to build a backtested strategy that's beating the market, beating just buying and holding on Doge long term. And you can see that's blue. The blue line here is just buying and holding Doge. If you start with $1,000, yeah, you've still done well. You've turned that into around $50,000 if you just bought and held initially at launch. However, a backtested strategy beats buying and holding massively here on Doge that we built, and it's led you with upwards of $600,000 if you just bought and held and sold when the indicator told you to. Now, what is that indicator? Let me just show you on the charts here. It is this moving average in white. So you can see we want to buy when we're above this moving average and sell when we get back down below. Like we sell here and lock in our profits because we don't know if Doge is going to have this huge sell-off again. like has happened previously. Here we have this huge run up. We catch this whole run up with momentum. As soon as we get back down below, we're out because this thing proceeds to drop, 50%. So as soon as Doge can get above here, and if we can combine this with our TA, it's going to get above this moving average, get above this value area high. Even though I've scaled in with 25% in position already, I'm going to add in full clip if we can get up here, because I think Doge is going to absolutely send. Next up, after that is this 21 level, 22 level. But when it gets above there, I think it's going to run to this 50% in this fib at 40 cents and then to $1, if not higher. You can see price targets we have here. The 1618 is coming in at $1.16. So especially if GME can rally, this rally can continue, I think Doge is going to tear much, much higher than this. So let me know in the comments below. Are you bullish on Dogecoin? Do you agree with this narrative? Or what do you think is the people's coin of this cycle? Are you behind Pepe, PopCat, WIF? Let me know in the comments below.